What's good? ¿Qué paso? It's Santi, back with another video. Semen Retention and the God Concept Part 8. So, what I wanted to address in this video is understanding, the God concept as people transition from stepping away from the religious thinking and the dogma and the doctrine. They go towards the understanding that they themselves are God, and this is more so in the conscious community. And so I don't post videos to attack, but to put things into perspective and to give understanding. You know what I'm saying? Because one of the things that the church does is that they create an image of the creator and give it the label as God, and it is depicted as an entity outside of you. Rarely do they reinforce the understanding that God is inside of you and within you. Rarely do they do that. Okay. So for that reason, that people will, as they go more towards the spiritual aspects, which spirituality is within. Okay. When they step away from the religious thinking and they start to see themselves as God, they realize that more of the responsibility is within themselves. That they've stepped away from religious thinking and they listen more so towards their inner being or who they are as an individual. So what does that mean? If you're going to profess that you are God, which is not something that I do, because I have a different understanding. I don't identify with the God concept, but I can see the different perspectives of it. But if you're going to profess that you are a God, you have to, there's a certain level of responsibility that comes with that. You feel me? So you realize that more of the responsibility is on you, and nothing outside of you sitting in the sky is just sitting there just doing certain things. What's manifesting before you on your life journey is because of your soul path and what your soul is trying to get you to see in order to free yourself and break the cycle of reincarnation. To understand the concept of reincarnation, tribal people understand reincarnation, because they understand the soul and the different planes of existence that inhabit the non-physical world. You feel me? And that the soul is an energy that is inhabiting the physical body in order to navigate the earth plane. Okay? Because the earth is a plane of existence, right? So with you understanding that you're meant to be in alignment with your soul and accomplish a soul mission, that could have been decided by not one being, but a group of beings. Okay? Not just one being, but a group of beings. And you agreed to that soul contract and you came down to earth to fulfill that, to accomplish that. And if you do not accomplish it in this lifetime, then you will have to reincarnate and do that again, right? So with semen retention, you're taking ownership of your life. You're taking ownership of who you are. You're deciding your fate. You're determining that because you understand that you have a soul mission. You have a responsibility to yourself. In fulfilling that responsibility to yourself and choosing to reach a higher state of consciousness, you, on your own individual path, are actually aiding the progression and evolution of humanity when you decide to do that. So this statement is directed to those individuals who will be on social media and they just like, I am God, this and this and that. It gets to a certain point where you got to recognize that you're talking from your ego, and you're still speaking in terms of a lower understanding. You're still coming from the standpoint of your lower self when you say certain things. Because if you're going to sit here and claim that, you have to be regulating and ruling your own self, not somebody outside of you. You have to go within. But if you don't have any control over just your sexual energy and relate to your emotions and strive to understand them and work towards that, then you cannot ever call yourself a god or gods. And we have to understand that gods have always been beings. They have always been given human characteristics. You know what I'm saying? But when you go outside and you look at nature, nature is not human. You feel me? Like, nature is not a human being. Okay, nature is an entity within itself that goes beyond the human mind, the human imagination. So with semen retention, you're trying to understand your nature, your non-physical self. Though the physical self comes from nature, it is created from many different aspects of nature, the different forces, fire, water, and earth, that have been put together to create your physical being. So you're wanting to get in tune with the energy and the forces within you through semen retention, and through mastering and going through that journey and that process of working with your sexual energy and learning how to work with it, integrate it, and be one with it. That is that sense of control that you're trying to achieve, right? So through that, you're getting back in tune with your nature. You're getting back in tune with your higher self, and understanding that the higher self and the lower self are different frames. They're part of that balance of the self. So you cannot sit there and call yourself a god when you don't even have any type of self-control. You know, you're at the whim of everybody's energy. Everybody dictates what you're doing. Everybody tells you what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you cannot call yourself that. And I have a problem with people on social media who get caught up in the pop culture consciousness. It's pop culture consciousness now, because you've got certain celebrities and certain stars that are speaking this. Now it's valid. Now it's something that should be taken into consideration, because we've idolized these figures and now they're speaking on it. You know what I'm saying? But there's so many pastors that I've seen that don't even really go to the scriptures, and they'll go off of what's being said in popular culture. They'll take spiritual understandings and hide it behind religion to influence their congregation and the masses. You feel me? Spirit work and energetic manipulation is done all throughout society on many different levels. You feel me? That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people on social media, they're just social media conscious. Like, they're just social media conscious. Like, they just post memes all day. You know what I'm saying? They don't really do any research. They just read memes and watch YouTube videos. But you have to diversify. You have to diversify your portfolio. You have to study many different areas, because there's levels to this. You feel me? So with semen retention and you coming back, as you go back into that energy, you will start to realize what is really false. And you will start to strive to understand human civilization and where we have been beyond just what the History Channel is telling you, what you may see on social media, on social networks and things of that nature. So with semen retention, you're seeking to rule over yourself, your autonomy, your sovereignty. I coined a term called spiritual autonomy. Okay? Nobody has the right. And I'm gonna touch on this in the next video, but nobody has the right to come and tell you that you are a sinner, and that you came into this world as a baby, and that you have to pay for the mistakes of based off religion. We're talking about specifically religion. They attribute a sin to you that you didn't even have the opportunity to act on. And you're already confined to a hell at birth. No. Like we gotta see that. Because there's wisdom in the biblical literature. There's wisdom in biblical literature, but at the same time, that wisdom is not inherent to the Bible. It comes from other spiritual systems. We as human beings are millions of years old. Christianity ain't nowhere near that old. But the beings that's been here, them finding fossils of beings, they didn't have any religion. So how can you sit there and attribute the Christian religion to their existence when it didn't exist when they were there? When them finding old fossils and stuff of people in different areas, they're older than a religion. You feel me? So semen retention and you going back into your original state, you will understand just how powerful we are as human beings and what we were originally created to do. So now in this reality that we're in, you choosing to do semen retention is a great act upon itself. That is something that you do for the soul and for no one else. So like, comment, subscribe, and I'll holler back at you guys. Love, salute.